This is easily the biggest route I've ever had. This has 76 packages, 73 stops. They didn't even give us the full 6.5 hour route pay. We are currently on the way to the station for a 4:30 in the morning route. It is currently 4:12. This is a 3.5 hour route, so it's supposed to end by 8. Let's see what it's looking like. As we are leaving the station, it is 4:44 right now, and we are 41 minutes away from the first stop. We have 20 stops total, and we are 39 miles out. We are currently at the first stop. It is 5:24. We're getting this route started. When it comes to these early reserve blocks, they could be super hit or miss. I honestly haven't been doing many early morning routes lately. Most of the blocks that I've been seeing lately in the morning, from anywhere from 3:15 in the morning all the way up until 4:45 in the morning, they've only been going up to about $28 an hour, I want to say. And to me, I think if you could get $28 in the morning and $28 an hour in the afternoon as well, what's the point in doing it in the morning? You might as well just do it in the afternoon. I think it's the better idea because at least it's light out, and at least if you get sent to a terrible area, that you're not just in the dark and it's super weird. Now, with the 4:15 in the morning routes and the 4:30s, they end up becoming a very popular time because many people get very low package counts or even get very low miles when they're doing them. But from my experience, it seems like Amazon caught up to that. So now you end up just getting a bunch of packages or going very far mileage wise. So even if you got, let's say, 2 or 3 stops, you're still going to go 40 miles, let's say, to the first stop. And then by the time round trip to get home, which many people don't like to count because they're not route miles, but they're your gas miles. They're taking up money on your maintenance on your car, let's say. I mean, you're taking a 40-mile away trip. You're going to be over, if not very close to 100 miles for a route that's not even paying you $100. So this is where I've now been leaning towards the grocery apps. I think that they're just way more profitable, I want to say, especially with the tips. The tips are what end up making it worth it. Also, it's because the 2 a.m. routes are just really hard on you, I want to say. And I know a lot of people are going to understand what I mean by that. I don't know for how many months I was waking up at 2:30 in the morning to then get a block for 3:30 or 4 o'clock in the morning every single night, but it definitely destroys your sleeping schedule, I want to say, and it's just terrible in general because you're just so exhausted throughout the day, even when you sleep when you get back. So I feel like it's been more of a break for myself, and it's also good to do the reserves, I want to say, in another light because you're waking up before you have the block. You're not waking up to get a block because you might wake up at 2:30 in the morning and get a block for 4:30, and you can't really go back to sleep because you don't want to miss your block. But if you schedule earlier, then you're good because then you know what time you have to be there by. Now we have ended off our 3.5 hour route. It is currently 6:54. We are heading home. So far for this route though, we did end up driving 80 miles total already. With the 40 miles to get home, we're going to be at around 120 miles total round trip. It's also important to note that this route paid $94.50. It was definitely not worth it, but it's all right. Let's see what the rest of the day looks like. Oh my God, that sun is hitting. Guys, we got a Veho route for you guys today. I actually ended up blind picking this route, which is from 5.5 hours to 6.5 hours. We don't know how long the route is going to be yet. It could be 5.5, it could be a 6 hour, it could be a 6.5. And that means that the pay is anywhere from $160 to $190. Now, I definitely feel like I should have waited for the morning, but the past 2 mornings, I couldn't get any of the Veho routes. Let's see what we end up getting and go from there. It is currently 8:54. We're here for the 9 a.m. route, and we're going to find out what we get. I'm going to take off this jacket, though, because it's starting to get warm out, and then we're going to throw the vest on. Focus for me. We got a lot to do. So what you do, what I do, open the door. Then I have one bin that's starting at 70, which is our last stops. And I'm going to take the highest number, which really doesn't matter because by the time you get down to 70, you're going to be pretty much close to done. So this is going to be what, 73? That's 73 too. So these are going to be our last. Not our last poly mailer. See, 71, 70, 69. It's like clothes. A lot of this is clothes, it feels like. Not many 60s. Yeah, so we're going to put that here. You really want to use up all the space that you possibly can. Yeah, so this is all in a nice stack I put. See, 59, yeah, 59, 58, 57, 56, 2 for 56. So we're going to put those actually like that. 49. I'm getting kind of better at it. Not that good yet. Oh, okay, I missed 60. So we're going to put that right there. We didn't bury it yet. All right, 52. Definitely want to put that with the little one up there. Some of these are a little big. Like I said, just slide it wherever it fits. And then now, I didn't organize these really. I just kind of scanned them. So, oh, there one goes. So I put all my poly poly mailers in, but as you guys can see, we have a lot of space still, so I'm going to start just putting. So I put my 1 to 10 on this side of the seat, and then now I'm going to put whatever else I could fit on this side, but I don't want to cover up anything I'm going to want to grab and then have to bury, or unbury, I mean. So this is what I got. Everything else we're going to put into the back seat, which might seem like a lot, but it's really not. I mean, I just don't want to smother it in the front seat too much, so I ended up putting some of the bigger boxes here, which are from the 10s and the 20s. This is what we got for the back. Like I said, it's a decent amount, so most packages I've ever had to put in the back seat. This is easily the biggest route I've ever had, okay? This has 76 packages, 73 stops, I believe. They didn't even give us the full 6.5 hour route pay. They gave us the 6 hour pay, which is for $180. Don't get me wrong though, we're gonna see how long it takes. It's currently 9:35. It's the fastest load up time I've ever did, which took me about 35 minutes, I wanna say, to put everything, scan everything, and then put the cart back. We're supposed to get to the first stop at 10:07. Currently 32 minutes out, 26 miles out. Let's do it. All right, guys, we're at the first stop. It is currently 10:05. When it comes to this route though, I ended up finishing this route in like 5 hours and 30 minutes, which took tremendously long. Also, the biggest slowdown I want to say when it comes to these routes is the apartments. If you have a lot of apartments on your route, it's going to be very bad. And I say that because even with Amazon Flex, they have a lot of access codes for you to use or one-time pass keys so you could get into these buildings. But with Veho, it doesn't have that. A lot of times they're waiting for drivers to put in access codes that they did use, and then another driver can use that the next time or in the future when they go back to that same address. So you're really relying on an access code being there by another driver that inputted it the last time they went to that address. We're checking in with an update. We're on stop 44 right now. It is currently 12:47. This route is just going on and on and on. There are so many miles between these stops, and I do want to say that the app is just giving me so many problems. The amount of times the app will just randomly close when I'm at the customer's house and then have to rescan the package, and it's just a mess. And also remember, you have to take the 2 pictures, and even if you don't end up having the house number for the second picture, you still have to type it in manually. So from the start of a stop to closing out the stop takes way longer. I'd say like 3 to 5 times longer than a typical Amazon stop. And that's just because of the procedure, but we're working through it. Okay, I don't want to just be a downer here. We're working through it. We're getting it done. And I think we're still on track to finish on time, quote unquote, for this route, which isn't that great. I think Veho is a great app, especially when you want to guarantee money for the day. Think of it like this. Even if you blind pick a route from the night before at 9 p.m., that's okay. As long as you get like $150, you do the route in 6 hours, let's say, and you're good to go. You made $150 for the day. You don't have to do any more. But even if you did, you still have time in the day to make more money to hit that $200 mark. When it comes to doing the grocery orders, you don't know the confirmed tips until the next day. So what if people take the tip back? What if you don't end up making as much as you thought you did? With these routes from Veho or Amazon, it's guaranteed money. The money that you accept is the money that you're gonna get. However, there's a lot of days on Veho where I look at the routes and I just say that they're not worth it for the pay, especially when you're able to finally see the routes that you're going to actually take with the heat map and how many stops. On the weekends, Veho routes could pay out really well, but you could also be doing Walmart Spark, which is paying out really well as well because of the fact that they're so busy. So you have to decide which is the smarter choice. Second to last stop, man. It's currently 2:18. We're so close. It is crazy. We got our last 2 packages. It is currently 2:27. We have finally finished up this route. It's currently 2:32. We are 45 minutes away from home, 39 miles out. So for this route, we have a total of 128 miles round trip. Cool enough, one nap later, it is currently 6:43 right now. We got a 7 p.m. 3-hour route from Amazon. It's not the best, but if they don't overload us or send us to Mars or something, it'll be okay, and we'll wrap up today with a good route and then have a nice total for today, to be honest. We worked a lot, and it was very hot today, I want to say. I got here pretty early because I always anticipate that the train is going to come, and I'm pretty used to getting here for the 6:45 blocks, which honestly I'd be really late for because it's 6:43 right now. Let's see what we get, though. All right, guys, 2 things. First thing is we got 8 stops. Check that out. Cart's empty, so we good. Second thing is we're out of gas, so I don't really know where to go to get gas. Hopefully we don't run out. You guys could probably see it's well, maybe not. I don't know if the camera picks it up, but it's blinking, so that means that you're very low on gas. We got to find out if we're going to make it to a nice gas station. Let's see. Oh, and we're taking the long way, which might not have no gas station. That is not good, my friend. Do we risk it for the biscuit and risk getting stuck? Or do we play it safe and pay like 40 cents more because we're in Illinois rather than Missouri? We're 23 minutes out from the first stop, 18 miles out. Says we're going to get there at 7:28. It is currently 7:05. We have made it to the first stop. It is currently 7:34. Everybody got their Halloween stuff out. Look at that. They left the Amazon packages there because they're crazy. Now, 7 p.m. routes typically pay out well, but unfortunately, I only seen this $78 route. I was surprised that I even ended up taking this 7 p.m. route because I was so exhausted. But I figured it was 7 p.m. It was a 3-hour route. We might get lucky and get a low package count. And honestly, I lucked out so hard on this route, and I was so grateful because we only ended up getting 8 packages total. And honestly, after such a long day, it felt so good to finally just get something easy. And it was close to home as well. The biggest issue I ended up facing on this route was almost running out of gas. And it's because I never like to get gas in Illinois because gas is so expensive compared to in Missouri. And comparing the 7 p.m. route to the 4:30 route that I did, it was like night and day. So sometimes, even if you do make this is $26 an hour I end up taking, you end up lucking out. But this is not the norm, I always tell you guys. There's a reason why you end up feeling like it's your lucky day. The pay rates haven't been good lately, but I wanted to do this to close out the day, which ended up making today so worth it. Alright guys, we are currently 20 minutes away from home, 11 miles out. So far for this route, we have drove 37 miles. So with the 11, we're going to be at around 48 miles total for this route, maybe 49. Honestly, I'm exhausted, so let's just see how we did today. Let's break down today, starting at the 4:30 in the morning route. This route ended up taking me 2 hours and 10 minutes total. I also ended up driving 80 miles total as well. The route also ended up paying $94.50. The Veho route, on the other hand, I ended up starting at 9 a.m. and didn't finish till 2:30 in the afternoon. So that took me about 5.5 hours to finish and ended up driving 89 miles total for this route. But this route ended up paying $180. Then I ended up picking up a 3-hour route from Amazon Flex starting at 7 p.m. We left the station a little after 7 and ended up finishing this route at 8:32. The route took a little bit over an hour, I want to say. We also ended up driving 37 miles total for this route and the pay was for $78. So all in all today, I ended up working 9.5 hours of delivery time and also ended up driving over 200 miles today. But for today, I ended up making $352. You guys want to see something funny? You can see this one route on Veho. It just has one stop. It's for $16, a 30-minute route supposedly, but it's very close and it's like one stop. I don't know. I don't think you should take that, but I don't know why they wouldn't just throw that on. If this was any Amazon route, they would throw that one stop on a 5-hour route that's literally going 30 miles the other direction. Let's get into the standard mileage deduction by the IRS. With the standard deduction being 70 cents a mile, that's about $144 in mileage write-offs. But if you also factor in 10 cents a mile in maintenance costs and wear and tear on your vehicle, that also adds up to being $20. So while the gross looks good at $352 for the day, you also have to account for the deductions and also have to account for your wear and tear and your maintenance on your car because they could definitely add up very fast. Now, the big question for this video is, do you guys think today was worth it? Would you guys work this amount for this much money? Do you guys think you can make more money doing other apps? Let me know down in the comments down below and to the next route.